right? So methods were our rooms. Now we'll go a little bit behind. Behind means the methods are inside of a house, correct? So let's discuss about the house, how it works, how it helps, and everything. So when we talk about the house, this house is nothing but the class, correct? So class is basically that holding of every.
Your screen is not visible.
No, I'm not sharing any screen. I'm just talking
Oh,
right now.
okay.
So class is particularly that house which holds up n number of methods or n number of rooms inside it. Now, whenever we are talking about these methods, creating objects or getting any particular method from any other class or working on a particular class, we should be always helping. So all these things comes with the help of creating an object, which would be actually through one class. Now we have discussed about the object. That class is a blueprint of an object. Now class is the one who designs, right, how object will behave. Like it's something like I said, object is a representative. So basically how the family is, it would be represented by that object. That means the object's behavior would be decided by that particular class. So now this class. So class is a house, as I said. Now class has multiple things inside it. So what classes can offer? Classes can offer you to create object. It helps you. It holds the methods, everything. It holds the variables also. If it's a global variable, it's on the class level, basically. And the one more important thing which we haven't talked about till now and which is very important for the OOPs, that is constructor. Now, what is a constructor? It is a very, very important question. What is a constructor and how it functions? So what is a constructor? Constructor, as the name suggests, it constructs something. Okay. It helps you to create something or construct something. What he helps with, we'll see. Because we have to understand first how it works and how it looks. Once we know both of these questions answer, we'll know what it helps with to construct with. Now a constructor. Okay. What is a constructor? Constructor is something, is just like a method. Constructor is said to be special method. Special method is constructor. Now, if I say that uh, I'm Iron Man, some people will come and say that boss, you are special then, if you are an Iron Man. So I have to give reasons that why I'm special, right? Because I have a armored body, I can throw fire from my hand and all. So some why I'm saying this special, this is important because it has the same name as of class. Same name as of class. If the class name is called array, the method, the constructor also would be called an array, but with a small a, of course. Class as capital, constructor as small. Second thing, it doesn't have any return type. Doesn't have any return type. Constructor doesn't return anything. Because of these two different characteristics than a method, it's called a special method. Okay. It has the same name of a class and doesn't have any return type. So if anyone asks you what is a constructor, constructor is a special type of method which has the same name of a class and doesn't contain or doesn't return any particular data type or any value. That's what constructor is. And how it helps. What is the functionality of it? Functionality. Functionality. Functionality is it contains the information for the class. What type of information a class may need? That is a question you might ask or you might like think of. So it contains the informations, contains the information info of class. So what type of info you are talking about here? This info is what this class would be the size of. If I have a class called array, it would be taking how much of land. If I have a house, how much land is occupying this particular class. That information is with constructor. How they decide it, you can just take an example. I have 10 variables, 10 integer variables. I have two double variables. I have three static methods. I have two non-static methods. Those non-static methods are doing some CISO, and five float variables are inside there. So all this together somehow constructor calculates, okay boss, this particular house needs 34 bytes. So it contains all the information about the class, not only the size, but how many methods are inside it. What are the methods return type? How this method should, these methods have a particular key or not, like parameters. I'm saying or talking about parameters. So constructor has all these informations. Which method is static? Which method is non-static? Constructor contains all this information about the class. You guys are with me, right? Or you guys got lost? Okay, boss. I'm not sure what you are talking about.
Yeah, I understood that it contains a metadata.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Metadata would be a little bit hard to term it with. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
If it had metadata, it would have been more easier for us, but I don't think so. It have metadata.
Okay. Okay.
So you guys got what is a constructor? So constructor is a special type of method. Now, if you see the interviewer is friendly, you can give the answer yourself that it's a special type of method because it has the same name, and it has same
Yes.
name of a class, and also it particularly doesn't have any return type. And if the interviewer, you are seeing that you are doing bad in the interview, then you can make the interviewer ask you the question. It would be also counted as a question that you have answered, that why you are saying this is special. Then you can answer these two parts. Okay, that boss, it has the same name of a class name, and it doesn't have any particular return type. I will like teach you why these interviews, how to handle interviews. Make it in your own code. You'll know slowly. But once you have answered this, the next question for sure will come, that what is the function of a constructor being there in a class? So constructor functions for two things. First thing is constructor has the knowledge of everything inside a class. Constructor contains the information for the whole class, that this class has this many methods, this many variables, this many non-static methods, this many static methods, this many methods has a particular parameter and all. The second thing, as the name suggests, it constructs something. It constructs what? It constructs the most important thing of OOPS. It helps to construct object or instance. Objects are also called instances. So constructor helps to create instances or object. So that was what constructor is, and that's how constructor functions, and that's why it's called a constructor, because it helps to create the most important thing of any language. Any OOPS language is called object, and that's why it's named as constructor. Now, how it helps to create an object? You told me, boss, it helps to create an object. How it helps? We are going very like important part of OOPS now. And this line, you go till the experience of 12 years, they're gonna ask you the same question. So be careful. I have a class A. I'm creating an object A obj equals to new A. Correct? This is my object creation line, instance creation.
Yes, sir.
Yes, no,
Yes.
what are you saying?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Amit.
So we have to know all the four parts of this. There are four parts of this. This is the first, this is the second, this is the third, this is the fourth. First, second, third, fourth. This first one is the class name. Class name means I want very simple. Object creation is something sending a representative, correct? Object creation actually means that you are going to occupy some memory on behalf of class A. Correct? Class A doesn't have a particular memory of its own self. By object creation, you are going to give the memory. You remember I told this, right? That object creation helps to occupy the memory.
Yes,
So
Samantha.
on behalf of class
Yes,
A, I'm going to create a memory space. How can I create a memory space? Okay, I have a broker for me, which is equals to new. Equals to new is the
new
keyword
keyword.
which helps to create memory. Correct. New helps to create memory, equals to helps to allocate memory. So new one equals to altogether creates and allocates the memory. Okay. Okay,
Yes.
boss. Now I want to create a house. Okay. I have my savings. I went to a broker, boss. Show me a land. The broker took me to a place which is 5 acres, 10 acres of land. Do I need all the space, 5 acres or 10 acres, or do I even have the money to begin with? No, right? How much space I need, I will be knowing that, right? That, okay, boss, for my house, I need maybe 50 by 20 square feet or, or 1000 square feet, maybe. So if I need 1000 square feet, how I'm conveying that I need 1000 square feet place among this huge 10 acres of land to the broker. The same information, same thing does by this constructor. This is the constructor of class A. I just told you, right? Constructor helps to create object by, because it has all the data of the class. It knows how much memory this class can occupy. Getting my point?
Yeah. Yes,
Yes, Samantha.
So
yes,
the
Samantha.
constructor is the part who's gonna say to the equals to new object, boss, I need this much of space on behalf of class A. And once you got the land, you are gonna name it for yourself, right? So this is the name you are giving to that object. This is called instance variable. You are just saving that particular instance. We store something in a variable, correct? That's the point of variable. It's a container, we store anything. So we are storing that object for this particular variable. And because it helps to create the, like it is like object variable, that's why it's called instance variable. This is what instance variable is. Any object creation line, anywhere you go for any particular language, has 4 parts. First, class name, then instance variable, then equals to new for Java, and then the constructor of that particular class for with which information you can get the land actually. So how simply one liner you can explain this? Boss, class A wants to create an object. I'm repeating again. Class A wants to create an object. It went to the equals to new to give me a space. How much space is needed is gonna considered by the constructor of it. Once the space, so this was the space, class A wanted to have a space, equals to new showed him the full space. Constructor gave him a particular space of this size, this much is needed. Once I got it, I gave it a name of obj so that I can refer it again and again. If I don't mark it there, the broker told me, boss, this is your 1000 square feet. If I don't put a wall or at least don't put some signal on it, will I remember which was my place again? I may forget, right? Among this huge land. So it's something marking your territory with a name. So that's the object is for you so that you can call upon that particular location or that particular object memory location again and again through that obj object. Clear?
Yes, Samantha.
Yes, Samantha.
When I take interview for 6 years
Yes.
or 7 years of experience, guys, when they I just give them a obj equals to new way, give me what are these things. They say this a is the this a particular a is the class name and this is also class name. No, this is not a class name. First of all, you remember class name doesn't come with the braces, correct? We know that. Methods comes with the braces. If you consider this is a method, that would be also a wrong answer, but at least that may occur in your mind that why it's coming with a braces. But constructor is a special method only, right? So constructor is there. So it's class then instance variable, then equals to new, then the constructor. And how this sequence works, you got it? You are creating an object for class A with the help of equals to new. The particular memory is specified by the constructor and given a name of the variable you want. When you creating scanner, scan equals to new scanner with system.in, that's the same thing. That scanner class you are creating with object with the equals to new with the help of constructor of scanner within the braces system.in, and you are giving it a name of scan, and that's how you are calling it again scan.next, scan.next int, like that. That's the point. That is object creation for you. And that is constructor also for you. Now how constructor looks, I have to open Eclipse to show you. Just I want to show you.
Amita,
Constructor has yes.
Amita, you're saying it is created memory through the object, right? Object variable. But there is two types of memories, right? Stack and heap memory. So,
Mhm.
uh,
Heap.
yeah,
It's actually there are four
object.
types of memory. Okay.
Yes, yes.
There
That
there are
topic didn't cover it.
ha
Better to
memory
cover.
memory we haven't covered, and memory is a discussion which goes very much in depth. Okay. So even we may not
Okay.
cover at all. That is the point. But when an object is created, so it gets a memory. Okay, don't confuse yourself. It just gets a memory whenever the object is called upon. See, you have written the whole place of code. Whenever I'm just calling this scan.next, automatically that memory is getting specified. That's it.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
not like
So
ready.
no
Yeah.
no need to know where it is memory, right? Where
No,
it
you
gets the
no. See, even for
okay.
the testers, I can guarantee you they are not gonna ask you a single question about heap memory, stat memory.
Oh, sure. Thank you, Amita. Thank you.
So you want to see, maybe you may ask that I have the methods here. I can't see constructor. Where is the constructor coming from? So if you go to the class level, I'm on the class level, not inside any method. So from the class level, if I give a control space, you can see, right? Here is constructor, the same
Yeah.
as class, and with a C here. The method doesn't have a C, but it has a C, which means it's a constructor. Now you will say, can't I write a constructor myself then? You can, obviously you can. So you can write public, sorry, it is, I have written the constructor. Even I can overload a constructor. Constructor overloading is also possible. Public arrays index. Constructor is a method, nothing else. Constructor is a method with a special capability. That's it. Okay. Now I'm removing this part. Okay. Just suppose I have only written one constructor with index. Now if I give control space, what is happening? 1 second, guys. To
The
string
A should
arrays.
be small letter.
No. It is the same as class name. Integer x public. Thing matters, right? Why it's not showing still? Someone have created object? No. Hmm. Yeah, got it. It's showing somehow wrong there, but so what is happening? If you, it should come the constructor here, right? You see the constructor is coming now. What I have given, you can see it is int x. I have given the class name, object variable equals to new. Then the constructor will come into the play, right? So the default constructor, which would be by default there, which I shown you, like without any keys or anything, default constructor is gone. Only the what I have written is there. So what I wanted to say actually, even if you don't initialize, even if you don't write anything, there is always a constructor for the class A, for any class. Any class in Java, there is a default constructor. For any class, even in Python, any class in JavaScript, any class in anywhere, any language, there is a default constructor. So when you are initializing a class A like this and you are writing your code, by default, without your knowledge, even there is a constructor already there with your class name. Same thing. But the time you write the constructor yourself, like boss, I want to write the constructor myself, that I want to do my constructor to have a particular key, or I want, like for a scanner class there is system.in, there is a key inside, but that is still overloaded. Okay, scanner constructor is overloaded. But anytime you write a constructor with your own, even you write the same thing, a within braces, the default one is gone. The default one will not exist anymore. Anytime you have to do anything with this particular class creating object, you have to call your one only. The default one, which is this one, would be gone. Then always there would be something which you have created, only that would be available. Either you have to create then again like this, then it would be available again, but you have to create now because you have interfered with the system. So system understands that it doesn't need the default one, he wants to do his own. That's the basic point. So constructor, what I have learned, summarize 5 pointers. Constructor is a special method with the same name of the class name and no return type. Constructor helps to create an object, and constructor knows how much space or all the properties of a class. Don't mention space. Say constructor has the knowledge of all the properties of the classes. Third, constructor helps to create object. How? That I am creating an object for a class A with the help of equals to new and the space specified by the constructor giving a name of the instance variable. Constructor are always present in a class by default, even without writing it. But once we try to write any constructor ourselves, the default one is gone. So anywhere we have to create object for that class, you have to call upon the written one only, which you have created. Clear?
Yeah.
This is a huge topic. Okay, it might seem very light, but the more you know constructor, the better it would be for you, because some topics in the OOPS are totally a concept of constructor only. Cool. That's all for today. Practice that calculator again, whoever hasn't done it, and go through the constructor. We'll learn about the 4 pillars tomorrow. We are officially entering OOPS from tomorrow. Let's see. Cool. Okay. So thank you.